Good morning, Southern California, AM 1220, KHTS. I'm with Dr. Colin Robinson, MD, MPH. What's MPH?
So MPH is a Master of Public Health. So,
Love it.
yeah.
Love it. From Tufts University.
From Tufts University.
Yep. And residency at UCLA.
Go Bruins.
Big weekend.
Oh my God. huge
Texas
weekend.
A&M. Yeah. Well, I'll give it to the other school. They're pretty good. But this weekend, yeah, it's gonna be a fun game at the Rose Bowl. But we're gonna talk about back to school, back to work, back to health topics for kids and parents.
Yeah. So just a little background. So I'm a pediatrician and an internist. I'm kind of double boarded. There's a handful of us at my office who are trained in both.
UCLA Health, right?
At UCLA Health, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
UCLA Health is right on Turney Road. We just opened our
Beautiful
our
new
doors.
building, right?
Oh, it's an amazing building.
Yep.
About a week ago, we opened our doors, so we're seeing adults and kids there. We have our specialists and some other primary care colleagues over at the McBean office still. But yeah, we're accepting patients over at on the Turney Road office.
Yeah. Well, this time of year, getting back to your finances, starting because everybody's on vacation, let's talk about keeping up your health.
Yeah.
I think it's a real challenge our country has is really looking at your health and the longevity of it, because we spend a lot of money in healthcare maybe that we don't need to do.
Yeah, no, and that's one of the things that I love about being a primary care doctor, and my colleagues feel the same way, is that, we get to meet people, know them over a long period of time, get to know them really well, figure out what affects their lives, and hopefully prevent all the bad things that can happen. We can't prevent all of them, but we can prevent as many as possible.
Or catch them early.
Right. And make sure it doesn't get worse, before it leads to something else.
Mm-hmm. So let's talk about a lot of men. I'm following this category where sometimes I put off my routine checkups.
Oh man, that is you and me both. So I'm a doctor, and doctors are the worst at this kind of thing. But so for men,
it's like the car salesman that drives a bad car.
Yep.
The finance guy that has no money.
Yep.
The doctor that doesn't go to the doctor.
Yeah. But no, it's really important to be plugged in with a PCP, which is a primary care physician. That's what I am. Mm-hmm. That's what my colleagues are over at UCLA on Turney. We have a great group. It's really important to get plugged in with a primary care doctor, because you want to be on top of things like vaccines, or, for adults, we want to know if your cholesterol is okay or if it's too high, or if you're at risk for diabetes or your blood pressure. Those are kind of the things for adults that we really want to look out for. And then on the kids side of things, there's a lot of things that pediatricians can do. A lot of people think that you go to the pediatrician for shots and get weighed, and that's about it, right? A lot of people don't realize that we look into other things. Do you have asthma? We can treat your asthma or prevent you from having the asthma exacerbation, prevent your kid from going to the emergency room.
History, look at their history.
Oh yeah,
that's huge.
We are very, very diligent about the history, because that tells us a lot about what they may experience in the future, what their life is like, what they could be experiencing, things like that.
Let's talk about, and I want to get into first. I want to get into health success. Sometimes maybe there's a routine. Right before bed, you can stretch a little bit, or right when you wake up, meditate or stretch a little bit, or go for a walk. Some people wouldn't think to go for a walk unless they're either the gym or nothing, right?
Yeah.
But maybe a walk. Routines, right, are important, because that's where you can identify challenges you're running into.
Yeah, no, that's exactly right. So routine is huge, but not everybody is going to have the same routine. Like you're saying, I'm kind of one of those guys, gym or nothing, and I know that's one of the areas that I need to work on, right? And we work with our patients to identify what's the best thing that they can do to build in that walk in the morning,
or the walk
in the
after
afternoon.
you eat dinner.
Oh, that's a great one.
My gal and I have been lately going around the lake and walking.
Yep.
Right after dinner, because the food's right in our stomach.
Yeah, it makes you feel great.
Yeah,
right?
done it?
And then it's really rewarding.
Plus, she wants to
build
get
it
more
in.
steps in for a competition at work.
Yeah.
So that's even better.
That's awesome. And the other thing is that you kind of head off that tendency to go watch TV,
Yeah.
which everyone does right after dinner. We
Yeah.
all know it.
Yeah.
And we don't want that, right? We want
Yeah.
to limit the screen time for kids, just like we do for adults. Get out, walk, move around a little bit. You'll feel so much better.
Yeah, and breathe. Let's talk about stress.
Oh, man. Yeah. So school stress. Man, we're in an age where the middle schoolers, high schoolers, they're under so much pressure nowadays.
My son just graduated, got into UCLA, 4.5
Congrats.
grade point average. Thank you, but the stress he was under for that. and it's for every student.
Yep.
And even the stress of maybe getting a C or a B.
Yeah, it's
and
like
not
the end
getting
of
in
the
trouble
world.
at home. Yeah.
Yeah. So to deal with the stress, one of the best ways, and I come from a high intensity kind of profession and training. And one of the best ways, when I see my colleagues who've been successful, and I see all the way down to high schoolers, middle schoolers who've been successful, it's about being regimented. It's about keeping those routines, right? Like not getting up 15 minutes before school starts. It's getting up, having breakfast, making sure all your homework is done before you start watching TV at night.
And running out the door, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. I like this section you have because it's important. Buses, backpacks, and bullies. But I got to tell you one thing. Nowadays, it's mom or dad driving, backpacks, and bullies.
Yeah.
Because they don't take the buses anymore.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's really important. Maybe be that inspiration to someone else instead of that, that other person.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's we have to look out for it. We know that it has bad outcomes for kids. They get more likely to be depressed or have problems with school if they're being bullied, right? And it also goes for parents who might suspect that their kid is a bully and they don't realize it. But look out for those signs so you can kind of redirect the kid who might be a little bit more aggressive or lashing out at other kids at school. And then if you're a parent who you're worried your kid might get bullied, ask him about it, talk to him about it. It's okay to talk with the school about it as well, and just kind of understand what they're going through. And then that's what we're here for, as pediatricians. We don't, like I was saying before, don't just do vaccinations and height and weight checks. We talk about bullying, we talk about school success, all of that.
One thing I will share, maybe some parents might not like me to say this, but if your kid's a bully, maybe you are, or if you're stressed out all the time, you're going to cause your kids to be stressed out all the time.
Yeah.
So it's important. They see whatever you see in them, they see in you, whatever you see in, and vice versa.
Yeah.
Really important to take inventory of that in a healthy, conscious way.
Yeah, no, and that's great. And that's one of the fun parts about being a doctor for kids and adults is we get to talk about that. We see what happens with parents. We see what happens with kids. We can link it. And it's important for parents to recognize that what their kids might be experiencing might be part of them kind of transposed right onto the kid themselves.
Yeah, I love that. Last thing, because we're almost out of time, and that is sports safety right now,
Man,
especially
huge.
with heat. I get it. You're going to have a practice in the afternoon. Drink lots of water before you get there, and know your body limits.
Yep. Yeah, that's huge. I mean, right now, especially in this area, we're going to have a lot of heat for the fall sports.
Or humidity if you're on the East Coast.
Oh, it's bad. And so we need to make sure that kids are staying well hydrated. And of course, the other things everyone's probably been hearing about concussions. Look out for the concussions, head injuries. Rest if you need to, see a doctor, don't wait on it. And then of course those other kind of nagging injuries, also get seen for those, so we don't have a 1 week sit or 1 week rest turn into 6 months because a nagging injury blew up into something worse.
Yeah, and that's really important. Know your children, but know yourself too.
Absolutely.
If you're a child, teach them. Hey, if you feel dizzy, tell the coach. If you don't feel good, tell us. Let us know. Don't be so prideful that you don't do that.
Yeah, and coaches are getting more and more training on it, which
And
is
they're
great
getting
too.
conscious of it.
So let the coaches know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Those that want to reach out to you at UCLA Health.
UCLA
That's how I
Health.
say that, right?
That's
I
right.
got to get ready for this weekend.
Yeah, all right. Go Bruins.
Yeah, go Bruins. So UCLA Health on Trinity Road.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Well, thanks for coming in. Colin Robinson, MD, MPH with internal medicine and pediatrics.
That's right.
At UCLA Health in Santa Clarita. Well, I hope you enjoyed this edition, the Santa Clarita Valley Chamber of Commerce Business Spotlight. Your host, Fred Arnold and Colin Robinson on AM 1220 KHTS.